This is literally my third time filming this video. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Crezney. Welcome back to my channel. How you doing? Okay, could we get a round of applause of me posting on the same day I said I was gonna post? Like, I finally said I was gonna post on this day and actually did it. Like, could we get a round of applause? Anyways, as you guys can tell on today's title is gonna be another scary story time. If those who are new here, I recently just posted a scary story time on my last video. If you guys haven't seen that one yet, make sure to go check that one out before this one, or after this one. You can like watch this one and then check that out later, or if you want to watch the other one first, watch the other one and then come back to this one. Whatever works for you. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's been very gloomy and it's been raining this whole day. It's been raining and gloomy and cloudy this whole week, so please bear with the lighting. I'm doing the best I can. Please don't let that stop y'all from watching this video and hearing my good ass stories. We're here for the story, so without further ado, grab your popcorn, turn off the lights, get cuddled in, because I feel like these two is gonna be like a little bit spooky. Go ahead and do that, and let's get on to the story. So this first story actually takes place 5 to 6 years ago, back when I was in 6th grade. I was 12 at the time, and we had lived in an apartment in Michigan. I'm not really sure to call it like an apartment because it was like a building apartment, and then like next to it was like a house. Like, I don't really know how to explain, but it like we were renting it, so it's kind of like, it wasn't like a home, but it wasn't like an apartment either, but it was like a single house connected to like an apartment building. Long story short, we stayed in Michigan at this time. It was just me, my mom, and my sisters, right? So at this time, my two little sisters have been born. One was like maybe 2 and the other one was like 1. It was nighttime, it's dark out, you know, we're all getting settled in, you know, my mom's in the bathroom bathing the kids, and you know, she asks me for a hand, so I'm there holding the towels trying to help her. The last time I see my sister, she was doing something in her room, trying to clean, trying to look for something. And like your usual apartments, everything was in the hallway. So when you come into the house, here's the living room, and then this is the hallway. And so down the hallway, first door to your left is the bathroom, and then if you walk down more, like my room is like on the right, and then if you walk down a little bit, my sister's room is also on the right at the end of the hallway, and then it's my parents' room. So my mom and I were in the bathroom helping the kids, you know, bathing them and everything, and then I hear my sister call my name. So she gives me a loud call. She goes, "Come here." And I'm like, okay. I hear her calling me from her room. So I'm like, okay. So I get out the bathroom and I walk all the way down the hallway into her room. The rooms at this time were pretty little, so you see the whole room just by peeking in. I walk down to the end of the hallway and I peek into her room. And her lights are on and everything, but she's not even in her room. And so I'm like, "Where are you?" She's like, "I'm over here." I turn back into the hallway and I see her walk down the hallway and turn to the right, which is the kitchen. The living room is right here, hallway down here. So living room, and then the kitchen is right here, right? Our kitchen was overall pretty big, and there was 2 bathrooms. So there was like a full bathroom with a bathtub and everything, and then there's like the half bathroom, which is the toilet and the sink. That half bathroom was located towards the kitchen, you know? I see her go down the hallway and then turn into the kitchen. And so I'm like, okay, so I follow her because I'm thinking like she's showing me what to do to help her with. So I see her like go past the kitchen and walk right into the bathroom, and then like, you know, she turns on the light and everything, she walks into the bathroom. I'm like, okay. So I follow her and I get right into the bathroom, and right when I hit the bathroom, no one is there. So I'm like, okay, the bathroom is little. Mind you, this is just a bathroom with a toilet and a sink. That's it. No more, no less, okay? And so if you stand there, you see the whole bathroom. I walk in, the lights are on and everything, and she's not even there. So I'm thinking she's probably hiding from me behind the door, everything. So I move the door, I look behind it, she's not there either. I'm kind of like freaked out at this point. Like, I have goosebumps right now. Like, so I'm kind of freaked out at this point, and I'm like, "Tiff, where are you?" She doesn't answer. I'm like, "Tiffany, Tiffany." And she's like, "What?" And so I hear her voice coming back from where the living room is. And I'm like, okay, so I'm like, fuck it. I turn off the light. I walk down into the kitchen. And so when you walk down into the kitchen through that doorway, you can automatically see the rest of the living room. She's by the closet where you put your coats up, your shoes and everything. and she has like, she's on top of a chair, she's like trying to get something. I'm like, Tiff. She goes, what? I'm like, were you there the whole time? And she's like, yeah, why? And I was like, I literally just seen you walk down to the kitchen and into the bathroom. Like, you turned on the lights and everything, and when I went there, nobody was there. She paused, and like, when I tell you, silence filled the air. We're just like there looking at each other like, what the fuck? She gets down her fucking chair, and then like me and her, we run into her room. I told her what had happened, and she's like, wait, I never even called you in the first place. That scared the hell out of me, because like, okay, not only are you telling me that you didn't walk to the kitchen and the bathroom, but you're telling me that you didn't even call me to begin with. So now you're telling me I was seeing shit and I was hearing shit. That automatically scared me, like freaked me out so much, because it's just like, then who was calling me? Then who did I see go? Like, I'm getting goosebumps. Like, I'm literally getting goosebumps. I was just like, okay, what the fuck? We still talk about it to this day, and she's just like, you know, we just kind of like, that's still scary. Like, you know, there's no rational explanation there. So this next story takes place about 3 years ago. We actually moved back into Minnesota, St. Paul, right? And we had bought a house. My aunt, they had moved in with us. And so my aunt, she has like 2 kids. She has a son who's 9 years old, and then she has like a daughter who's like 3 or 4 at the time. We were all living together. This house had 4 bedrooms. My aunt, they would sleep downstairs, and me and my sister, we would share a room upstairs, and then my parents would sleep upstairs, and then the other room, we just didn't use it because it was like a very small room. This particular day, right, it was just me and my sister's home, along with my aunt's 2 kids. Unity, which was my youngest sister at the time, she was crying, she was like being crazy, so my older sister Tiffany had took her out for a drive. They leave the house, so the only ones in the house left were me, Jessa, which is my aunt's daughter, Sincerity, which is my other sister, and then Raiden, which is my aunt's son. So my other sister ends up falling asleep on the couch, and Raiden, he's always downstairs, so he never really comes upstairs unless he needs to eat. So he's downstairs in the room just like, you know, doing his own thing. So it was just me and Jessa awake and around the house. I'm upstairs and I'm like, okay, I'm bored, there's nothing to do, kids are sleeping, I think I'm just gonna karaoke downstairs. Downstairs is where we do our karaoke, our partying, our singing and everything. So I go downstairs and I'm like, you know, singing to myself. I have my earbuds in, I'm like singing to the song. And so Jessa comes downstairs, she's like playing around, you know, just staying where I am. She's like playing with her toys, trying to show me her toys, talking to her stuff. I'm singing and I'm singing and I'm singing, right? It's been like a good 10-15 minutes and I hear footsteps upstairs. My first initial thought is that, oh, maybe my sister, they came back. My sister usually parks in the back and she comes through the back, you know? So I'm like, I hear footsteps upstairs, like somebody's coming home through the back door. So I'm like, okay, so I'm listening and I was like, oh, that must be my sister then. But I don't hear any crying, any talking, because usually when she comes home, she's like, guys, hello, or like I can hear her, you know? I don't hear any of that. It doesn't seem like anybody's really like rushing in. And so my next thought is maybe my sister woke up from her nap and she's like looking around for me and she can start crying any minute now. So I'm like, okay, maybe I gotta go upstairs. I wrap up everything, I turn off my music, I tell Jessa, I'm like, Jessa, let's go upstairs. And she goes, okay. And so she like giggles and then she runs past me, right? I follow her and she goes into her mother's room. Kind of like follow her into her mom, their room. I peek my head into the room. They have like a bed for my aunt and them, and then they have like a bunk bed for the kids. Brandon's on top of the bunk bed. He's like on his iPad. He's minding his business. And then Jessa goes and starts climbing the ladder on the bunk bed, you know, playing with him. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go upstairs. So our stairs is like a 2-stair type thing. It's like a stair type thing, like you gotta go up this stairs and then you gotta go up that stairs. Upstairs is pretty small, so if once you go upstairs, you see everything. You see the whole living room, the kitchen and everything. The back door is actually like a sliding door to like a porch and everything. I look at the back door, I don't see my sister's car, so I'm like, okay, they're not home yet. I peek over the couch and my little sister is sleeping still. I'm like, okay, if no one's home, my little sister's still sleeping, who's walking around up here? I sit there for like a good 2 seconds, just kind of like, what the heck? And then from my mom's room, I hear like something playing with something and like drawers like opening and everything. And I hear like little bits of giggles coming from my mom's room. And so I'm scared, but I'm like, I go in and I peek through the door, and Jessa's upstairs playing with toys by like her drawers and her dressers and shit. I look at her and I'm like, Jessa? She turns around and she's like, oh, ha 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 ha. She's like giggling, laughing to herself. I was like, come out here. And she goes, okay. So she, she brings all of her toys and then like she gets out of the room and she like, I'm like holding the door open for her, and then she walks past me and then like I touch her, just to make sure like that's the real thing, she's real. And I'm able to touch her. And so like she gets out the room and then like she just goes sits in the living room and she's like playing by herself. I just sit there and I'm like, okay, if Jessa was up here making the footsteps, playing around upstairs, then who was with me downstairs playing with me the whole time? Like, there is no way she could have came up the stairs without me knowing, without me seeing her, without me hearing her. Like, there's just no way. Because first off, she was like 3 at the time. So, kids, they don't walk up the stairs. They stomp, they stomp, they make noises, they go dum, 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 And so there is no way she could have came upstairs without me knowing, without me hearing, without me seeing her. There's no way she could have passed me into my mom's room without me seeing somebody pass. And not only that, I literally followed her into the room to see that she was playing with her brother. And it just shocks me. Like, I just don't know what went on that day, like how that could have happened. No rational explanation. Like, there's no explanations, period. It's fucking ghosts. It's ghosts. I just couldn't put it through my head, and I was just like, okay, whatever, fuck it, that's that. So these are my 2 experiences that I've seen like something fucking mimic a person of mine that was here. Like, it was just weird. And like, I truly don't, like, I have goosebumps, bro. I just don't know what freaks me out more. The one with my sister definitely creeps me out because, first of all, she was calling my name. I watched her go into the bathroom and turn on the light. When I went there, the light was already on still, but nobody was there. Like, it just freaks me out. But then, like, with Jessa's story, it's like, I feel like anything ghost related with like children is just super creepy in its very own weird way. Those 2 stories definitely creep me out. Still creeps me out till today. Like, I have goosebumps literally just throughout this whole story time I'm telling you guys. I've like never found an explanation for them. I just kind of like accepted it as like some ghost witchcraft random doppelganger shit. Yeah, so yeah, those are my stories for today. If they did freak you out, make sure to like this video. If you enjoyed these stories and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure to check out my last video and make sure your notifications stay on, because on Halloween I will be posting another scary story time of mine. If you guys have ever like experienced this kind of thing, like where you've seen, like you thought you saw someone like literally and then that person just ends up coming from nowhere, like, it's just weird, please leave it down in the comments down below. I would love to hear your guys' experiences. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, thank you so much for watching through my videos. I will definitely see you guys in my next video.